Paul Ince alongside me. What do you make of, I call it a mockery of the fact that these clubs, we've seen it with Everton, Nottingham Forest, of course, that they're getting their points deduction during the season. He made a very good point that we could be at a stage where, as the last few minutes are ticking away on the last day of the season, we still don't know the fate of all these clubs. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not good, is it? You know, I mean, especially for the fans. You know, I mean, they had a great result on the weekend, Everton against Burnley, just as well, because I would have been in the bottom three without that. And then, 3-4 weeks down the line, I mean, Crooker just mentioned about they could get points deducted next season rather than this season. Now, if Luton go down based on 1 point because Everton haven't got their 2 points taken away from them, there's going to be uproar. All I can tell you from my experience is that when I was manager of Reading last season, we got deducted 6 points and we had another 6 points hanging over us, but we wasn't too sure when them points were coming. So from February to March, there was a lot of talk about you're going to get done 6 points, X, Y and Z. We ended up getting the 6 points maybe 5 games before the end of the season, Reading.
Wow.
And we ended up going down by 2 points. But at least we knew where we were at, and it's tough. It's tough for the players. We were winning games, but we still thought, well, we've still got 6 points. So when you win a game, you think, oh, that's 3 points.
Yeah.
But now we've got another 6 points might be coming off.
It's always hanging over your heads, right?
It's with players there. It's going to be the same for Everton. It's going to be the same for Luton. And listen, it is a mockery. I think they need to know, where they're at. But as far as I'm concerned, Everton have broken the rules and they get punished. But just do it as quick as possible, surely.
Yeah. Do you think, when we talked about this, when the news broke they got initially their points deducted, we were talking about it, and I was very vocal in saying, listen, if you break the rules, a little bit like you've just alluded to there, if you break the rules, you're gonna have to be punished, right?
Without a doubt.
And Everton fans would phone up going, no, you don't get it. There's a hidden agenda against Everton. They don't want us to be in the... And I was like, don't be so silly, right? I'm starting to question now whether or not there is an agenda against clubs like Everton, right? And the reason I say that, if this was a scenario where Man City were involved...
or Chelsea.
Or Chelsea, which, of course, we're waiting to find out the fate. I don't think it'll be treated exactly the same, is my point.
No, listen, I'll totally agree with you. But when you're talking about Manchester City and you're dealing with maybe 100 to 114 cases, it's going to take a long, long time.
Of course.
Same with Chelsea to a certain extent. This is probably crystal clear. This is clean cut. But again, they got done the 10, they got 4 taken off, and they've had another 2 put on. It is unfair.
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
It's unfair for the Everton fans. You feel for the Everton fans. I do. I live in the Wirral, so I'm Liverpool-Everton that way. So you do feel for them. They just need to be more transparent on what they're doing, because you can't be winning games and all of a sudden the Premier League decides to take off another 2 points and 3 points, and hopefully this is the end of it.
Do you think it affects the other clubs around them as much? Not necessarily Sheffield United and Burnley, because I sort of feel they're down, although you never know. But Forest and Brentford that are around them, do you think it affects them as much? Like, oh, we've won. Oh no, now they've got points. Oh, now they've got their points back.
It's got to be a boost for them, hasn't it? It's got to be
today. It is.
When you think of after they beat Burnley on Saturday, 1-0, you would have thought they'd be home and dry. I think they'd probably just stay up. And then teams like Luton, we're thinking, it's tougher now, Forest, Brentford. All of a sudden, within 48 hours, Luton got half a chance. Brentford think, so it gives the other teams a lift.
Yeah.
Like the Luton and Brentford and Forest, it gives them a lift. It's as damaging it is for Everton, it's also got an advantage for these other 3 teams who are struggling to stay up.
Okay, listen, we've got loads to cram in between now and 7, but we'll take calls on the back of that chat. So Everton, I'm sure Everton fans want to have your say. You're all going to say exactly the same. I'll probably allude to what myself and Paul Ince have just said. If you'd like to be a part of the show, I would love to hear from you this afternoon. Pick up the phone and get involved. 03717 223344. Dial that number. You'll be next live on Drive on talkSPORT with me, Andy Goldstein, and alongside me, the superstar that is Paul Ince.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.